When we first started our journey through the outback of the world 10 years ago, I never envisaged that this road we were travelling would turn right into Sunset Boulevard for our premiere of our first movie. Oh, mate, stopping the LA traffic in Hollywood on the back of a drop-dead gorgeous elephant named Ty was the absolute highlight of my life. To the Crocodile Hunter movie. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you very, very much for coming to this movie. This is not about me, or Terry, or my beautiful dog, Suey. This movie is about conservation. And immediately before I shot this film, I had a family tragedy, and this film's for my mum.
And the party after the premiere was a bash that Hollywood had never seen the likes of before. MGM shipped in and set up a whole zoo right in the heart of the movie mecca of the world.
Long blue tongue, and it enables them to get right out and get acacia and pluck it off, pull it back into their mouth and eat it. The boys from MGM even built a lake and wetlands to make the animals feel right at home. Oh, King Cheetah. Want to lick me? Hey? Oh, there's a good boy. What a good boy. Anyway. And I fell in love with this beautiful alligator named Bubba. I couldn't stop kissing him. I love you, Bubba. Don't get jealous, Terry. Thank you. You know, doing our television documentaries and making movies, endorsing merchandise has all led to one huge positive bonus. Every cent that Terry and I earn goes straight back into conservation. Whether it be at the zoo or buying up conservation land around the world, there's no if, buts, mights or maybes. We both live and breathe for rescuing and saving wildlife and wildlife habitat. That is what makes us tick.
If you are Steve, he'll stay with glee. His main mission will always be to help all creatures when they are in strife. Though fame has brought him much applause, he never falters from his cause to save the wildlife.
The success of our work, which is educating, entertaining and exciting you about wildlife, has allowed us to expand my home, which is Australia's zoo. And that's where our conservation heart beats from. If you can imagine that wherever people can touch wildlife, that wildlife will touch them. And so now we're starting to see a trend where animals that have historically been seen as evil, ugly monsters, you know, your sharks, your crocs, your snakes, your spiders, are actually the species that people are trying to help survive. Australia Zoo has 5 animal rescue vehicles helping the community by saving and rehabilitating sick, injured and orphaned animals, like capturing a semi-wild kangaroo to get vet treatment for an injured foot. Every rescue is an opportunity for wildlife education. If I was to put my foot on him there, he'd turn around and bite. Our highly trained teams take on rescue missions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and by crikey, if there was one more second, they'd devote that to it too. Yeah, I see that. You're all right.
Animals are always battling with man-made objects and then show absolutely no gratitude for being rescued.
He bit me.
And when we've nursed them back to health, we release them in a safe spot out in the bush.
Look at her, isn't she pretty? Do you want to pat her one more time? And she'll climb up the top of this tree and then glide all the way down. There you go, sweetheart. Oops, not good. Let her go, just go.
Our success means we can give back to the community by helping animals who've fallen foul of human creations. And sometimes it's a helping hand after natural accidents, like this bloke who fell off a cliff. We have our own breeding program, not only to help endangered species, but also to help all those being pushed closer and closer to the edge. We've had spectacular success breeding endangered reptiles.
Going to release those hopefully in the next month.
What a little kitty.
They're going back into the wild to boost severely endangered wild populations, and we're doing the same work for reptiles from around the world.
This guy's 6 months old.
Look at you little fatties.
Rippers.
Here's one of the world's rarest lizards, the rhinoceros iguana.
Australia Zoo's breeding programs are amongst the last lines of defence for endangered species. Our aim is for wild animals to survive and thrive, but if they don't, then we're part of a worldwide effort to create a backup population.
He's got a lot of growing to do.
Oh my word.
Australia Zoo's been supporting and sponsoring wildlife field study for over 30 years, and we'll continue to do so. We love it. The other thing that we're good at is crocodiles. If you've got a bona fide crocodile problem, then you need to ring up the Crocodile Rescue Unit or check out our website, mate. Our Crocodile Rescue Unit is a crack team of senior Australia Zoo crocodile experts trained by myself and Dad. And there is no problem we can't deal with. Like this big bloke in East Timor, north of Australia. We rescued him from appalling conditions in the middle of a coup, a war. The Crocodile Hunter wildlife documentaries and movies have brought the global spotlight right to where it counts. And if you can imagine, hundreds of millions of families are tuning in to the Crocodile Hunter. My ugly dial. Who would have thought? But I tell you what, mate, it's whatever it takes to promote conservation and the preservation of our endangered species. We're constantly looking at habitat all over the joint, not only in Australia but all over the world. And it's all about finding areas that will sustain and support wildlife, both vulnerable and endangered, of course, common species. Right now, we're testing the soil to see if burrowing species, endangered burrowing species, will be able to exist here. Every dollar we earn goes into buying large chunks of land for wildlife and wilderness conservation.
Ironbark Station is a hackout facility that we utilize to gradually rehabilitate wildlife back into the bush. It's 3,500 acres of varying landscape. It's beautiful, and we can monitor and protect the animals that are released there.
These kangaroos, I guess I'd call them semi-wild. All the gates are open and they're free to come and go as they please. And pretty soon, we'll make it so as they have to go. And they're all grey kangaroos. We try to keep them together in a mob, just like they'd be in the wild. And it's a whole combination of males and females. A hack-out facility is a halfway house between rehabilitation and life in the wild world. This is the hack-out shed, which is very important, rugged steel construction. This half is straight into the 5-acre hack-out facility. But this fence delineates from the hack-out to the wilderness. So as they grow up, They're able to come out here, get shelter from these igloos,